Hey everybody, Bat Merc here. Today I'm going to be reviewing Kenneth Branagh's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. It's starring Kenneth Branagh, and it's directed by Robert De Niro. This movie right here, it's a pretty crazy rendition of the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein novel. There's a lot of stuff that they depart from, but then they stay faithful to. The book is a little more subtle. This movie it's pretty I don't know. It's got that blockbuster feel to it. It's because it was produced by Francis Ford Coppola. He had just finished doing Bram Stoker's Dracula, so it still had that feel to it. And then it was actually the screenplay was written by Frank Darabont, the guy that kind of started up the Walking Dead, and he did the Green Mile. But he wasn't really happy with the way the movie turned out. I actually liked the movie a lot as a kid. I thought it was cool. You got to see the monster. He looked a little different. He kind of looked a little more, I don't know, like a little more believable as opposed to the Boris Karloff one, which I love too. That one, he was a little more, I don't know, a little more stylized. And this one, to me, kind of looked like what a person would look like if they were reanimated from a living tissue and brought back from the dead. This is the DVD. I'm still waiting for the Blu-ray special edition. I don't know if it came out. I got the Bram Stoker's Dracula one, and I'm also waiting for Wolf by Mike Nicholson. Also has Jack Nicholson. It's a cool little picture right here. You got De Niro laying there, and then a little piece of the birthing machine, little window that you can see when there's a hand that pops out from Frankenstein's monster. But yeah, basically the movie it starts up with Dr. Frankenstein, and he's basically traveling to he's up in the North Pole or something like that. And he's trying to get away from the monster, and the monster's chasing him. And he comes upon a group of sailors, and they're sailing across the seven seas, and they're up in the North Pole, and they're trying to basically discover new territory. And there's this bunch of ice, and they can't really get home. It's just basically there's no turning back. So. The captain, played by Aidan Quinn, a big '90s actor, he wants to keep pushing forward, and the men are tired and they want to go home, and they really don't have any desire to carry on, and there's just about to be a big fight between the sailors, and then they hear this big they see this thing in the distance, and they see these snow dogs, and then there's this guy coming up, and he's basically traveling, and he comes upon them, and it's actually Dr. Frankenstein, and they bring him in, and he's all tired, and he's got all this stuff, and he's been on a mission for a long time, and he basically hangs out in the captain's quarters, the captain's log or whatever, or the cabin, I'm sorry, and basically he starts to tell him the story. This unbelievable story, and that's how the movie picks up. And right before he gets into the story, you can hear the monster in the background yelling, basically coming. He's gonna come and he's gonna get him. And so, that's when you basically hear him, and it's De Niro. He's in the background just yelling, and it's kind of creepy, And you see him jumping, and there's all these dogs are coming after him and stuff, and they get into the story, and Dr. Frankenstein's talking about his life, how he was always into electricity and science and experimentation, and it kind of goes over his whole story. And I believe Ian Holm, the guy that plays Bilbo Baggins, plays his father, the Frankenstein senior, and they show him as a kid experimenting with electricity and running around, I think in Switzerland, up in the Alps and stuff like that, and he grows up and goes to school, and he becomes obsessed with wanting to reanimate human tissue, because his mother was she died, I believe, in the giving birth to his brother. So he was always just sad and wanted his mom back, and that's basically part of the story, why he wants to be the doctor. And he ends up going to school and meeting some people, and he comes across a new doctor that's tried reanimating dead tissue, and he was experimenting on basically a gorilla paw, and it was played by John Cleese from a bunch of stuff, Monty Python, I believe, and stuff like that, and it's a cool scene. And yeah, he basically connects up with that guy and networks with him, and they start doing experiments. And there's a scene where John Cleese is like, basically there's like a quarantine, and he's trying to make people take the vaccine, and he comes upon this like pirate guy with like a, he's missing a leg, and it's played by Robert De Niro, and he's trying to tell him, he's like, "Sir, we need to give you the shot for the vaccine," and Robert De Niro's like, "You're not me," and he basically he stabs him and kills the John Cleese character, and they hang Robert De Niro's character, and that's right around the time that basically Kenneth Branagh's Dr. Frankenstein, he starts going out and starts doing the grave robbing, and basically he comes upon Robert De Niro's corpse, and he stitches them together with other dead bodies and stuff like that. And when basically the whole process of him like doing the grave robbing and stuff like that, it's pretty crazy. He uses when he takes like women's like birthing like fluids, and he uses electric eels to bring the monster together. Like, there's a lot of really cool like scientific stuff that they use in this movie. I thought that they didn't really go into that much in the other Frankenstein's movies, which I really like. And then when he finally brings Robert De Niro's character to fruition, I really liked it a lot, and I thought it was cool, and I thought De Niro played a good job. And I liked they show De Niro's character with like superhuman strength, and he's kind of a badass, and he basically just wants to like a family, and he feels like betrayed, and the world just is just cruel to him, and he can't take it, and he has the brain of John Cleese in him, and he also has the emotions of the crazy like pirate type dude as well, so he's struggling with that. So I really liked that part of the movie as well. Just a lot of little things I really liked about the movie, and basically I don't want to spoil it too much of the movie, but you get to see a lot of that stuff, and they do some nods to Bride of Frankenstein in it. They kind of deviate from the novel, but they kind of pay homage to the Bride of Frankenstein movie with Karloff and that one too. So they're trying to basically satisfy different crowds, different fan groups that like different stuff. You got the people that like the books, and then you got the people that like the movie, and then you got people like De Niro, and you got the people that want to see to fill the void of the Bram Stoker's Dracula movie. They want to see something new and modern, but kind of retold. So they had to please a lot of people. So I thought they did a pretty good job. But yeah, definitely I give Mary Shelley's Frankenstein by Kenneth Branagh 2 horns up. Check it out. Like I said, De Niro plays 2 parts in there, and it's pretty cool 90s movie. I think in that movie Van Helsing too, they kind of got some parts in there that they kind of reminded me of the way Kenneth Branagh filmed it. It's almost like the way Stephen Sommers kind of got some inspiration from that too. So, but yeah, if you like Frankenstein, you might want to come over and check out this book right here. It's called Doc Salem, and it's basically it's a Comicsgate book. It's out right now. It's on it's funding right now, and it actually has about 2 weeks left. So you guys want to jump on this, and they just unlocked this. My buddy just unlocked this stretch goal. It's called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So you got Doc Salem, Doc Alpha, I believe, and the Six Gun Gorilla. And yeah, this book's it's basically about Dr. Frankenstein, and go over a little bit. Doc Salem is a 52-page full-color graphic novel that imagined the world of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. It reimagines it. Sorry, Dr. Frankenstein endures the lifelong threatening wounds inflicted by his very own creation. Igor injects him with the elixir of life, which puts him in a state of suspended animation. When he finally awakes, many years have passed and times have changed. The world that he knew is long gone, and the tables have turned. Monsters have emerged from the shadows and taken over the underworld. Meanwhile, Dr. Frankenstein is a wanted man for his crimes against humanity due to his creation. Victor assumes the guise of Dr. Salem, or Doc Salem, to make amends for his transgressions, and hunts down the rogue monsters that bring death, destruction, and turmoil to the world around them. So, Dr. Frankenstein is the main character in here, and he's like the monster. So it's got a beautiful art. I think this guy is one of the most talented artists out there right now in the industry. So versatile. Just looks really, really cool. I can't wait to do it, to read it. I already backed it. It's got a lot of Lovecraft feel to it, and just really awesome. You could tell he put a lot of love in this project. So check it out. Go and back that. If you want to, sign up for my book. It's Butch Cleaver. This is they're both Comicsgate books, and basically Comicsgate is it's an organization of fans and creators that basically want to make books that have not too much extreme politics and religious views in the books. It's all just about story and customer service. So if you want, come check it out. My book is about a butcher that gets killed and he's brought back to life by a voodoo curse, and that curse gives him the power to weaponize bone. So he uses that power to try to avenge his murder and solve the mystery about who killed him. And along the way, he meets some friends, and this is my campaign right here. If you want, go to butchcleaver.com. I'll have a link in the description. That's him with his 6-shooter, his bone 6-shooter, and his cleaver. That's him with his bull tour. That's the logo. And also, I was at the beer store today, and I found this porter right here. I think it's Ukrainian. It's called 1881 by ZYWIEC, and it looks pretty good. It's about a 9.5, so this one is pretty heavy. I'm gonna go ahead and take a crack at it. I got this pen right here from the Art Supply Warehouse. It's over in I think it's Huntington Beach, California, but they have a website too with a lot of cool stuff. They also have this really big marker I picked up back in the day, and you can refill it with India ink, and yeah, it's really cool. You can fill up the background with blacks. I'll have to grab that one next time, but yeah, you can just refill it. It's cool for filling in the areas and stuff like that. But yeah, this beer smells pretty good. Let's try a little tug at it. Wow, that's pretty tasty. Yeah, it's a dark porter type beer. Was brewed in ZYWIEC as early as 1881. It's around the time of Frankenstein. It owes its intense color and clear flavor to 4 types of malt. So definitely pick this thing up. It's really good. It does not taste like 9.5. It's really smooth. I give this ZYWIEC porter beer 1881 2 arms way the fuck up. And as always, folks, if you like metal, you like movies, you like brewskis, you like comics, then stop on by, ring that bell, smash that like for metal, movies, and brewskis. Be cautious and be brave. Happy Cinco de Mayo.